It is enclosure update time. Finally. I know it's been a while. I had a salad. I needed to make sure nothing was in my teeth. All right, so it has been quite a while, and I wanted to do a quick update on all of the bioactives that I have, all the Toad Ranch bioactives. So let's do a quick tour and check in, see how things are going. This is our 4x2x2 stack. All of our subadult retics are in this stack right here. Centauri's out, she's in shed. I did have to put her on paper because she was rooting a bunch. That is not pee, that is water from me changing her water. But yeah, she was rooting a bunch and then pushing on her glass. So we switched her to paper because that was causing her mouth to swell up. She is due for an upgrade, so we will be upgrading her to a much larger enclosure in the near future, and that will be bioactive. And then Jai is in here. Oh man, I changed water. Just stuck my knee in water. Gross. All right. This is Jahaya's. Hers is doing well. Her snake plants are growing. She likes to tuck up under here. Hi, little face. There it is. She likes to tuck up under there for the majority of most days. She comes out and explores usually at night. And then we put in a ruby ficus, which is getting too tall for her house. She's the smallest of all of our subadults, and she's still pretty timid, so we might wait a little bit to upgrade her, but we'll see. And then Shy. Dun, dun, dun. Hi, bud. Yeah, handsome you look. So his is one of my favorites. And it's super simple. He has a snake plant, he has a whatever this is called, and he has a rubber tree that's growing like crazy. All of these are growing like crazy. And he loves his shelf. He hangs up on top of it and underneath it. He has a bunch of cork bark pieces. So yeah, he's doing really well. He'll be 2 in July. Hi, buddy. Just hanging out. Curious George. That's what I should have named you. Get that. And then Aries, Toad Ranch, is over here. I love their little stamp. This isn't sponsored by any means. I'm just showing everyone because I love these enclosures and it's nice to know how they hold up over time. So this is Aries. I just rearranged his a little bit. He's in a 6x2x4, 6 feet long, 4 feet high, 2 feet deep. So you can see he likes his branches. He has, this is a custom shelving unit, kind of a switchback and corner shelves. He uses them all the time. He likes to bask up there underneath his RHP. He has a UVB light. Hi, buddy. But with his, something that I found work well is I still wanted to have plants in here, even though he's super, super active. And I got these little plant hanging things to hang plants on the wall. And they're really retic friendly. Like there's no sharp edges. There's nothing that they can get caught on. So I just used them as a hanging plant situation. And it's really easy to remove them when I need to clean stuff. Take that dead leaf. And yeah, it works really well. Hi, buddy. He's so nosy. You always want to know what's going on, huh? Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And then this is Stella's. Stella is in a 12x4x30 inch, so 12 feet long, 4 feet tall, 30 inches deep. I did a whole other video on this several months, gosh, 7 or 8 months ago on this whole build out scenario. It's doing exceptionally well. Her plants are growing. Like this is just, it's like obnoxious how much her plants are growing. I need to prune them. And her isopod colonies are going really well. Let's see if I can find some. Sometimes they hide away when yeah, look at those guys running around. So they're doing really well. And then Stella is on eggs. For those of you who've been following me on Instagram or on Patreon, both of those are the curly haired keeper. I've been doing more regular updates. Patreon I update every day, Instagram probably about once a week. But she is on eggs. We're letting her do maternal incubation. As you can tell, she is doing an excellent job. She's a wonderful mom. She's also incredibly tolerant of me being up in her space. Hi, sweetie. She's an incredibly sweet girl. She's looking a little thin because she hasn't eaten since end of January. She's been refusing food since she's been on eggs, but I'm going to offer her food again tomorrow. Hopefully she will eat. If she doesn't, it's not going to be the end of the world. She had really good body tone before she laid. So keep your fingers crossed she eats a meal, because I think she would feel a little bit better. She has been drinking. She will drink water when I offer it to her. We have a little routine down now. She is spoiled. I bring her water, even though her water is, she has water right there, right next to her nest, and water right there. But she's usually underneath this hide, so she very often just won't come out. So I just bring her what she needs. Hashtag worth it. Look at that face. Who could say no to that face? That's what I would like to know. She's like, why do you have a camera in my face? Hi. Okay, she's cozy again. So that's what she's usually under. This is on top of her. Majority of the time, this is not, oh my gosh. Like, literally hold it. While I close this door. Like, Look at, it's just, it's obnoxious. Get in there. Put it back in your pack. It's one thing I need to do with these big glass sliding doors are heavy. And the enclosure comes with the little, like the 3M tabs to pull, but they're not the strongest. So I actually prefer these guys that I installed on Aries enclosure. They work so much better. Like, it's so much easier to just grab and pull them shut. Hi, buddy. And he can climb on them, which he approves of. To the other side of her enclosure, looks like this. So her rubber trees and her ruby ficus are growing like crazy. Like this was not this big when I planted it back in August. This one's getting too tall and heavy, so I need to either prop it or prune it. Same with this one. Like, I make sure it's not touching any of the, like, directly on the heat panels, or she's still on Arcadia lights. I'm hoping to switch them all over to VivTech sometime soon, but these get a little bit warm, so I do make sure they're away from kind of the warmer side of those lights. But yeah, look, I mean, how incredible is this? And that's her. We built her nest box on top of, it installs with like a couple of screws on the custom shelves the Toad Ranch built for us. So it's working really beautifully so far for her maternal incubation. Oh, that background's so pretty. I love the background. So those are all of the retic enclosures, but I want to show you one of my favorite enclosures, and that is my Beeeye's Tweeze. He has, like, it just looks awesome. Hold on, let me show you. So this is Tweeze enclosure. I'll open it in a sec. I just misted it and mixed up, kind of manually aerated all of the soil in here, so it's a little misty. Hey, it's a Tweeze buddy. Hi, bud. How good do you look in your house? So he has a bunch of different plants that have just rooted like crazy and essentially just taken over, which is kind of what you want in a bioactive. This is a Monstera. It's growing too much. I need to move it. It started to root, like doing the aerial rooting. So, hi, sweet boy. Which is super fun, but I want to make sure it continues to, like, it's thriving here. It's growing like crazy. It's just running out of space. So yeah, I also want to move him to an enclosure that's higher, has more height, because he does like to climb. So that's a goal. This is a 6x2x2 Toad Ranch. Scooch back so you can see it. Dirt. I was cleaning. I apologize. So that's his enclosure right now. He's right around 5.5 6 feet probably at this point. He's a very large male. He just turned 3 this month. He's a sweetie pie. And then like ZZ plant growing like crazy. Snake plant, I can't remember what this varietal is called, growing like crazy. He has a, oh my gosh, like I don't even know which direction to go. Like this thing, this, I think this is a philodendron. Yeah, this is a philodendron Birkin. Oh my gosh, I remembered. I'm so proud of myself. And it's like sprouted a baby back here. So it's growing like crazy. Super happy. And then let me show you the other side. Good. Like the plants make it hard to close the enclosures because they're in the way, which I don't mind because they're pretty. But then this side, like cork bark half, he has another big cork bark half on the other side. But like snake plant, like look at all those new shoots. This guy, I can't remember what it is. I think it's a philodendron of some kind. It is like vined all the way back there. So it's like, look at that monstera leaf. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I need to tack this wire up because it is hanging down a little bit. I messed up which direction the lid went on. So I need to tack that wire up. So yeah, that's Tweeze. It's one of my favorites. It's so simple. He has this really pretty grapevine piece of wood in here that I found like in the middle of a Baltimore City park, like next to a tree. Like nobody like claimed it or anything, so I took it home because it's gorgeous. And yeah, super easy. There's no like shelves or anything. I do want to upgrade them, like I said, to something a little taller, so he has some climbing space and give a little bit more space for the plants. Maybe put a shelf or something in there. But like this is one of my favorite enclosures simply because the plants are just thriving like crazy and it's delightful to look at. And then his upstairs neighbor is Ivy's enclosure. So Ivy was the first snake we ever had. She's our Colombian rainbow boa. And her house, whoop, it helps if I unlock it before I try and open it. Her house is the oldest bioactive we have, the most established one. It is, Ivy, how old is your bioactive? It's like 2 or 3 years old at this point. Hi, sweetie. I think it's like 2.5. So yeah, snake plants, thriving. She has some int plants in here. This int plant right here is just like rooting and taking over the soil coverage, which is super fun. And then she has more snake plants. She has an artificial hide back there, just because I wanted to give her something that let her hide away from like the UVB and LED lights if she wants to. This background was a Clint's Reptiles hack with the Gorilla Glue and like substrate, and then I glued on these guys. She still climbs on them. She's getting a little big to like just perch and bask on them. Only a little bit, and this was just because I didn't install it correctly, but only little patches here and there are peeking through. But like, sorry, get my finger out of the way. How pretty is her house? So cool. And then something else that we installed on all of the bioactives are ventilating systems. We put fans on one vent. Stella has a couple more because she's got such a big vent. She has an intake fan and an outtake fan to help kind of with airflow in those big bioactives. It helps a ton. It helps with retics pushing. It helps with keeping everything fresh. Ignore my very bestie desk. It's finals week for grad school. But yeah, just not all of them are Toad Ranch. I'm just focusing on the Toad Ranch bioactives because some of you have been asking and I wanted to do an update because I was super overdue. There we go. So that is the update on all of the bioactive enclosures that we have. Oh, except for one, I didn't show you Iris's. Iris's is a tiny like 18-inch cube, hello sir, that we have upstairs. Let me show you it really quick. So husband was in a meeting upstairs, so I'm voiceovering this part, but this is Iris's enclosure. Look at her underneath her water dish. I couldn't help myself. I put my finger in front of her face to get a little mlem.
But she has 2 plants in this enclosure. This is a tiny little custom toad ranch enclosure. That is a philodendron micans, and it's taken over. I can't remember what that plant is, but it's also going crazy. I need to give this plant a haircut. It's just insane. But yeah, this is her enclosure. I love it.
And that is all of our Toad Ranch bioactive enclosures. We have a few more enclosures here and there. Some of the kiddos are on paper for various reasons. Some are just not Toad Ranch. Still really pretty, but they're just more custom built. I wanted to focus on the Toad Ranch enclosures just because that's what most people ask about. Plant shelf. We do have a lot more coming up. We are building a bioactive nursery, essentially, for potential Stella babies. Keep your fingers crossed that her eggs are good and she will wind up having some actual viable babies. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a very long while. I'm gonna try and kind of keep it simple and continue updating everyone on enclosures and animals. And if you have any questions, comment below, and yeah, subscribing always helps out too. So thanks so much. I'll catch you later.